Hi, you're looking in on a foreigner living in the Philippines. This is Beth, the wife of Terence, a foreigner who lives in the Hilltop community here in the Philippines. So hope you're going to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Enjoy and God bless!
You're looking in on a foreigner living in the Philippines. We've been heavily involved here putting in a new road. We're living in a very isolated community up in the hills of Bohol, and as you can see there's lots of building material. But we're in the middle right now of building a bridge. Hello. We're in the middle of building a bridge. After the bridge comes the problem of stopping erosion, which is what's happening here. The road starts to erode even after we've done it. It needs some heavy work. But I thought that I'd just show you a few things now about the bridge. Right at the moment, we're right out in the middle of nowhere, so getting materials to the site is something of a challenge. So we use a lot of natural materials. I think you can probably come over and get down here. This was the span of the bridge. This was the span of the bridge, and as you can see we've used all natural materials. This was to support the bridge while we were laying the concrete. Under here is hundreds and hundreds, possibly thousands, of rebar, thousands of feet of rebar, so this is very heavily reinforced. It will never take anything more than a tiny little Tonka truck that you can see there, and possibly my vintage VW, which is 1970 and and not running very well at the moment. Right, so as you can see, all of this support work is actually still intact. Now, unfortunately, the rain came. We've had a heavy rain, and this has made what was a dry workplace a lot less dry. So all of this is still there, has to come down, and as soon as we get an ease in the weather, that's what we'll be doing. But what I thought I'd quickly show you was one of the many problems that we overcome by living out here in the middle of nowhere. Right? So what I wanted to be able to put these pillars in, concrete, rebarred into the base of the bridge itself, so everything is very secure. And in order to be able to get this to look reasonable and get the bar running as a continuous thing all the way through, you can see that it runs all the way through in two sections, but it runs all the way through. And in order to do that, I had to make up a special mold, and I'll show you how that works. So we got some sheet aluminum. Let's see. Put this after the fact. We put all of these down like this, and then we strung around. Now, obviously there's no concrete in there, but what there was a boxed up set of rebar, pieces of rebar that went down, as I said, into the base of the bridge. Put this around. This gave us a former. We tied that in with wire. We laid the bar in. We were then able to get the bar so that it was level on all of them. I made up separate molds for all of these pieces on this side, and then we use the same again on that side. Once we had that done, we took the top one and laid on like this. Once that's in, we were able to fill this with concrete. It's a very simple idea, but it was effective. And now this is not just stuck into a hole, it runs all the way through. And it runs through a boxed up section of rebar. So it's as strong as the bridge itself. If something crashes through this, it must have been a sharp Sherman tank. We don't intend that this bridge will ever be used for heavy goods like a 3-ton delivery truck. Will always drop their stuff on that side. We're going to leave this behind me, which we call the tunnel, because it's a narrow, burrowed out channel that runs up to the house. We're going to leave that narrow so that nobody in a 3-ton truck or any other size truck than my little tiny Suzuki, they're not even going to try to cross this bridge. There's a turnaround place that's up there. We've actually taken some out of the hillside. None of it is worked on yet, but it's all ready to be worked on. I'll show you some of the groundwork that we've had to do. All of the side of this all had to be taken out by hand. It's all been done by basically a 3 or 4 man team of men who are much stronger than I am, and much younger as well. And they've dug all of this rock that you're seeing now. You can point the camera down. All of that came from the side of the hill that we'd taken out. It actually was quite narrow. It was only up to about here, so you can imagine the amount of shovel work. All of this has been done by picks and shovels and strong backs. My brother-in-law Manarado also carved a path through here, believe it or not, with a carabao and a hand plough made of rebar. Everything homemade on the site and doing the job. So if you turn around, you can see the bridge. And we're quite proud of the bridge. All of this, my wife is on the camera, Beth, and all of what she is standing on right now has to be heavily worked, gravel mixed in with some cement to cement it all thing. Probably we may even have to take out some more of this hillside here. So that's going to mean a whole lot more work on the picks and the shovels. It's all done by hand. It's not easy to keep this up to scratch for working, but mainly this road will now be used by our neighbours on motorcycles. There are no other vehicles coming through other than the carabao and bamboo sleds that they drag through. So even though I think we've gone overkill on the bridge, making it much stronger than it ever will need to be, we will get, that's one of our dogs. Quiet. So we've actually tried to go overkill, but the biggest challenge, even though this seems we're very proud of this, the big challenge is ahead, and that is to make the road safe when the big rains come. You can hear that we've had 1 or maybe 2 days of rain, and as you can see, let's pan over there, you can see that the rice fields, they run away in terraces right into and around that huge grouping of trees there. That's all, and there's actually, if you can see it with this camera, that's my brother-in-law Manarado working one of his fields with the carabao, and he is going to be coming back here and helping with this. So we're still looking for funds, still looking for donations. If you would like to help, we would love to help. It's a big benefit to a community of people that otherwise would never be able to realize a project like this. For 50 years, my mother-in-law and her husband, the father, obviously the father of my wife, have worked with a footpath 50 years. It's only less than 2 years ago that they got electricity. We bought electricity came, we put in a well, we put in a pump, we brought water up the hill. We've done a lot of different projects that have helped the community. We feel that the bridge is a big help to the community. We allow free access and a free route through as a shortcut to the rice fields once the harvest starts. And rice workers will be going through on motorcycles, with caravel and dragging sleds, taking materials, fertilizer, and they'll be able to go through our property. So you can find me. I've got to finish apparently. Battery on the camera is going flat. terence.flannery@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on GoFundMe. Island Hilltop Community by Terence Flannery. And we're looking for your help. Please try to be generous. And bye for now. Thank you.